favorite memory, or my favorite memory. I have two. One is I was getting ready to leave for my Bali trip in April, and Manny had written like 7 different poems, and he had like this whole like scavenger hunt type of deal where I had to read a poem and then find an answer within that poem to spell out something else. And he had written 7 different ones that represented 7 different things like in our relationship and what he wanted to see for the future and what I had meant to him. And this was literally in the airport. We're sitting there. I'm getting ready to go through security. My bags are checked in, and he hands me this envelope. And so I read the poems in front of him. We fill it all out, and something about that moment where I knew that I would feel safe with him, and I felt loved. And that moment I will cherish for the rest of my life, because I was going on this trip. I was excited about this volunteer trip I was about to embark on. And here was this person who was supporting me, who had my back, and who made me feel so special in that moment before leaving him for 2 weeks. Was such an incredible feeling and one of the most special moments in my life. And it was all thanks to him. Another one that I hold dear to my heart is when we first introduced our parents to one another and each other to our parents. And I will never forget the smiles on their faces and seeing how happy they were to see how happy we were with one another, and the love that we had for one another just solidified that this relationship was it for us. And that's something I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
My favorite memory with Harleen is probably the first time that she got to meet my family, got to come over to my house. It's one of my favorite memories, mainly because it was a turning point in our relationship, but at the same time it's funny to see how important that moment was for everybody, for me, for her, for my family, everyone that was there. It was a special moment, and it was also just funny to see how nervous everyone was. I was nervous that my mom guys were going to embarrass me. She was nervous that my mom guys wouldn't like her. My parents were nervous that she would probably think our family's a disaster. But it was just one of those moments that I don't think I'll ever forget, but it was a big turning point in our relationship, so it's easily one of my favorite memories. And then her just coming over, having like still a cup of tea and stuff, but it was just one of those moments that everyone just kind of was nervous at first, and it just slowly turned into something special. And then just seeing the satisfaction in my parents' face and my grandma's face, and just knowing that they were all as happy for me as I was in the situation at hand. And yeah.
Okay, so when did I know? So there's 2 parts to this as well. I knew that he was special and that he could be the one before we even started dating. We were lucky to have built such a great friendship before even like dating, that it made everything super simple and super easy for us. So I knew he was very special before we actually started dating. But when I knew that he was the one, and I knew he was the person that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, was before leaving for my trip. And I think it was a few days consecutively where I just had this, I was overcome with so many different emotions, but I knew that it was feelings of love that I had for this person, and that I couldn't live without this person. And it was those days consecutively before I left my trip where I knew that he was the one. And it wasn't any specific moment. I think it was just a bunch of different moments and different memories that we shared already to that point that became so clear to me right before my trip. And people say that when you travel and when you get ready to leave, you have these kinds of realizations. And for me, I did. And it was never more clear to me than just in those moments in April, leaving, getting ready to leave on this trip, where I realized that this guy is the one that I want to spend the rest of my life with. So yeah, those are the 2 moments.
When did I know? She went on a trip to Bali for 2 weeks, and it was for school and stuff, and I took her to the airport. We had a special date and stuff, and then I dropped her off. And then I just remember those 2 weeks I was miserable, and I know a lot of guys will say, yeah, I missed my girlfriend when she went on a trip, blah blah blah, but I genuinely actually missed her, and I genuinely felt like a piece of my life was missing. And even I didn't even like FaceTiming her, I didn't like texting her, just because it took away the human aspect of everything, the interaction, the facial expressions and all that, and just her being there beside me took away all that, and having to sit there and just see her through a phone screen or see her message through a phone screen, it just made it tougher and tougher. And I remember just counting the days until she was back, and then I just remember I picked her up from the airport, and I remember her walking out. I was wearing this exact jersey, and she walked out, and I think that was when I just knew that this is the person that I think that I just really want to spend the rest of my life with, just because I felt like I genuinely love this person. I felt like I genuinely miss this person. I felt like I genuinely wanted to be with this person.
So how I feel now. So besides feeling like I'm on top of the world and nothing can break us, this just feels super normal and super real. Like we were meant to be together, and we were meant to be in this place, in this moment right now. And knowing that brings me so much joy and fills my heart with so much love. And I honestly just can't wait to marry my best friend. And I'm lucky enough to be able to say that. So I feel, like I said, like I'm on top of the world, and this is the most incredible feeling, and it's something that I've been waiting for a really long time.
Okay, so anything you want to say to Harleen?
I love you, my best friend. I appreciate everything. That was amazing. It's cute. It's special. I definitely won't take those moments, and even this moment, just hearing it, I won't ever take this stuff for granted. So special, definitely special. How do I feel now? It's special. It's different. But at the same time, it still feels the same in the aspect of we're exactly the same. We're still in love together. We still have the same goals. We still have the same ambitions. We still have all the same plans that we have. It's just now I finally have a ring on her finger to make sure that every guy knows that she's my fiance. And as we have something to look forward to with next year, but we also have a journey to look forward to. It's always interesting, just kind of. I was talking to her about the fact that I had kind of like a little revelation where I was sitting there and I was telling her how back in the day you would dream about what it'd be like with your kids and your wife and stuff, and now whenever I have a dream about that, I actually have a face for my wife. I actually have a face for the mother of my kids for the future, and it's special, and it's special to know that, and I'm just happy that it was a special day, and we had a special moment together, especially a moment that our family could share with us, and I just hope that we have many, many more memories to share for the future.
He's so cute.
And last one?
Okay, the poem is called Mrs. Dulé. I heard from above, this thing called love is so special, like foot on the pedal, like really on it, and not just on it, as there is some thrill, this feels so real, too good to be true, man who would have knew, well every employee that works at AE, cause what they say is that Coach Dulé flirts with Sidhu, but damn they cute, but damn they fit, like the stuff in my kit, funny guy, and I won't deny, but who makes me is this one lady to whom I want to say, I love you, Mrs. Dulé.
That was one of the poems he wrote me before I left for my trip.
You remember that?
Yeah. So cute.
Anything you want to say to Manny?
I love you, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. You make me so incredibly happy, and I can't wait to share this journey with you. Cute. Something new every day, like.